Ladies and gentlemen, today was a very important day for a number of reasons. I don't think people truly realize what's going to take place in terms of a paradigm change. Republicans are going to have the House and the Senate in just a couple of days, November 8th. Everything will change November 8th. Hit subscribe to this channel. I have a very important segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel, so subscribe there as well. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you. If you want to talk about the Supreme Court, the fact that Blake Masters is on his way to winning Arizona, huge victory for Blake Masters, the Libertarian candidate. Quit the contest, so he dropped out of the contest. That's, 3 or 4 points in terms of support added to Blake Masters. Possibly 3 or 4 points. But I think the Libertarian was polling at like 3 or 4%. So it's absolutely huge, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to this channel. Again, to my super chat, I cannot do this without you. If you enjoy my work and these live streams via super chat, anything you want to talk about within reason, let's go ahead and talk about it. Hit subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, Supreme Court blocks Congress from getting Trump's tax returns. He did not commit a crime. This is not rocket science. They've been obsessed with this man ever since they cheated Bernie Sanders and lost miserably. Hello, Eric, Kristen, Jerry, everyone here. They have been obsessed. And by the way, I should have a live stream tonight at around 8:39 p.m. Pacific. So if you missed this one, be here again for the live stream at around 8:39 p.m. Pacific. The Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen, gave Trump a huge victory. They don't have anything. Democrats don't have anything to run on. The economy is in turmoil. Go look at any of the liberal million sub channels, quote unquote progressive 1 million to 4 million sub channels. They're not talking about the economy. They're not really talking about foreign policy, other than trying to find some silver lining in the catastrophe that's taking place in Europe. They're not talking about any issue, crime. They're not talking about any issues important to the country in general, to people around the country. They're not talking about real wages down 8.5%, inflation going up, credit card bills, every mortgages, everything that goes that is linked to interest rates going up, inflation going up, even though interest rates are supposed to go up and stop inflation from skyrocketing. That's the Fed's vantage point. It's still not working. Inflation is still terrible in this country, and it's going to continue to get worse because you have oil prices that will eventually go back up. Actually, they're going back up, and these are the same people who pontificate about climate change. So the red wave is right around the corner. It's not going to be pretty for Democrats. You look at Brent crude. I'm looking at oilprices.com right now. It's almost at 95. WTI crude is almost at 90. Arnold's Design. Hello. So I mean, if you didn't get a notification for this, Dr. Evil 814, good sir. Full moon with lunar eclipse November 8th. This should bring out the. I agree. I think that November 8th, stay home, enjoy yourself. Dr. Evil 814, thank you so much, as always, for supporting this channel. Be here November 8th. I know you will. And just thank you so very much. I have a segment, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Evil, everybody here on H.A. Goodman's other channel. I'll have another segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel tonight. So I'll try to do at least 2 on that channel also, in addition to the 4 or 5 that I do on this channel. And I'll eventually get back to the stock market crash channel. We'll do that also. But Dr. Evil 814, thank you. November 8th is going to be a huge, huge paradigm shift, ladies and gentlemen. And Dr. Evil, it's going to be not since November of 2016, when people were weeping in the Jacob Javits Center. Like, why? Like, you taking politics that seriously that you're crying that Clinton lost, when in 2019 we had record low poverty. We had a record low in poverty. And we had a record high in household median income. Dr. Evil 814, thank you so much to my super chat. I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Like, you're going to go ahead and you're going to weep and cry because Trump defeated Clinton, like I said he would. I was one of the only people on the left to say that Clinton would lose. You cheated Bernie Sanders. Then you reacted in the most hysterical and apoplectic manner when Roe is overturned and Dobbs takes it to the states, gives the decision to the states. And you then say, oh my God, Republicans are so horrible. It's like you cheated Bernie Sanders. Now, I support Trump, obviously, and he's infinitely better than Bernie would have ever been. We had record low poverty under Trump, which is exactly what Bernie and Elizabeth Warren and AOC run on. But at that moment in time, that lightning in a bottle moment, and Dr. Evil, thank you so much to my super chat. I cannot do this without you people. Thank you. Bernie would have won at that moment in time. He actually had appeal with conservatives, okay? But they cheated him. They want their cake. They want to have their cake and eat it too at all times. Go look at what the liberal YouTube channels and progressive YouTube channels are talking about. The million sub. They're not talking about any issue important to the working class they claim to care so much about. They're talking about sensationalized coverage of Kanye West. And of course I oppose what he said. I find it offensive, but at the same time, it has nothing to do with Trump. There's literally nothing to do with Trump. And they try to, just like what happened to the Speaker of the House, which I condemn, nothing to do with Trump. But they have to find some way, some tangent, some link, some correlation to pin a terrible statement or a calamity or a specific event that everyone condemns with Trump and his rhetoric. But see, that's a charade. That's a racket that will end like November 8th. They will realize their policies stink. All of their progressive, all of their ideas, the progressive ideas like Medicare for all, Green New Deal. They were even talking about universal basic income, which only makes sense for maybe a small segment of the most impoverished people, or people who are struggling. Only a very small segment of the population, but you can't give everybody $2,000-$3,000 a month, because then you have inflation that will skyrocket to exponentially. Medicare for all, they didn't even vote on it in the House. I mean, they run a complete racket. The left doesn't have any policies. They flood the country full of 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves and then pontificate and judge and preach and condemn. That's all they do is condemn. They govern through liberal sensibilities. They have progressive or liberal or left-leaning sensibilities. Okay? They don't actually govern with an eye or an objective on, how much they want the economy to grow. So Dr. Evil 814, thank you again. Thank you again, as always. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you. They investigate Trump, they pontificate and preach, and they live on Twitter. So we'll get to Blake Masters in a second. Blake Masters is going to win Arizona. The Arizona Libertarian candidate dropped out. And it's a smart move. You don't want to be the Libertarian candidate if you are the deciding factor a month later when they're counting votes. Now, so that's about 4 points more for Blake Masters. And he was already tied with Kelly. Now, finally, I have, ladies and gentlemen, I have a screenshot. That you can't see. It's on my phone, but I have a screenshot from October 17th where Republicans win is 36 out in 100, so 36% chance. Nate Silver in 538 went from a 36% chance on October 17th. I'm not joking. I have it right, October 17th. To now November 1st, a 52% chance Republicans win. Okay? This is why the polling industry is just complete and utter nonsense. Okay? This is why it's complete and utter nonsense. You have polls that are public relations efforts in the beginning of any contest. Okay? You have polls that are simply public relations attempts at propping up the Democratic candidate. That's it. That's all they're there for, is to prop up the Democratic candidate. That's it. Okay? And now you have Republicans winning in the Senate, according to a basket of polls. And so the deluxe version, ran it 40,000 times. What is the point? Adam C., hello. Jay, hello. Kristen, Eric, everybody here, hello. I don't think anybody got, I don't think notifications were sent out. But ladies and gentlemen, be here every single day throughout November. This is an exciting time. I know that, my channel right now is slowly coming out of hibernation. So it's slowly coming out of hibernation. November is going to be a great month. We're going to go past 200,000 subs with the help of people like Dr. Evil and everybody here. And Eric and Kristen and everybody here. Adam, hello. Old Town, hello. It's just going to be awesome. And, of course, we're going to talk about how long it'll take in certain states, whether it's Pennsylvania or even Arizona. The great thing about Nevada is that we will know that Laxalt wins that night. We should know either that night or the next morning. So there is a red wave coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a red tsunami. And it's going to be a complete paradigm shift in American politics. I know a lot of people don't think that. Trump has never had a Republican Party that backed him. He's literally just been a president without a political party. He's been a president without a political party. Tron Beetle, hello. Imagine if Biden didn't have every single Democrat, every single media outlet, every single late night and talk show propping him up. Imagine. Imagine if he didn't have all of that propping him up. I mean, think about that for a second. Trump has nobody. He had nobody but himself. And now he'll have Blake Masters, Adam Laxalt. He'll have Herschel Walker. He'll have Oz. He'll have Carrie Lake, J.D. Vance. He has endorsed almost all the Republicans running in Congress now. From what I understand, he's had a 97% success rate. There will be all the never-Trumpers are gone. When you have complete imbeciles saying the Republican Party has been fractured, it hasn't been fractured at all. It's been completely revamped. It's been completely revamped. Love trucks, hello! The Republican Party has been revitalized, revamped, rejuvenated. I mean, however you want to, it has new life. Okay? It's a completely new political party. The Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld political party will never again rear their ugly heads. Okay? We learned from 20 years of never-ending failed counterinsurgency conflicts. We should have learned from the Vietnam era. Okay? We learned for a moment in Desert Storm. We got in, got out, but then you had Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld, and that's why Herschel Walker will win. That's why, like, when you hear it, like, Liz Cheney endorsed the Democrat in Ohio, and it's like, well, nobody likes Liz Cheney. Nobody really likes Liz Cheney, not even the people of Wyoming. The only people who kind of like her are people who watch MSNBC. So, Sandra, hello. Dr. Evil, thank you again. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you people. If you enjoy my work, your super chat is greatly appreciated. Also, feel free to talk about anything in particular, as long as it's within reason. Robert John, hello. Today was a huge day. I don't think people realize it on this channel. I don't think people actually see what's happening. I really don't think they understand what's going on. Because you're going to have endless investigations of Hunter. Endless investigations of Hunter. Okay? You're going to have an impeachment in 2023. Not 2024. You'll have an impeachment in 2023. Jonathan, hello. Okay, they're going to investigate Hunter. And I think that people when people actually see Trump Republicans take over, I keep on saying the phrase Trump Republicans. Okay? I wouldn't vote for Mitt Romney. I wouldn't vote for Liz Cheney. I wouldn't vote for Paul Ryan. So, like, the way Democrats look at things is that if you're not a Democrat, you are a Republican, and then even worse, you're a Trump supporter. So Democrats see, like, there are Republicans, and then there are Trump supporters. They don't realize that 70+ million Americans voted for Trump. That Trump has overtaken the Republican Party. The Republican Party is Donald Trump. When you have Paul Ryan, who, like, will never be president, has tried and failed to be vice president, you have Paul Ryan saying, well, there are a lot of great people in the Republican Party. If Trump, the reason there's energy and enthusiasm for Blake Masters or for Herschel Walker is great on his own also, but for Oz, for Laxalt, is that endorsement from Trump. If you don't have Trump in the mix, even with Democrats obsessing over him, if you don't have Trump in the mix, you don't have like the electricity, because he is like a force of nature. That's why Democrats obsess over him, because they cannot stop him, they can't silence him, they can't cancel him. His policies worked. Even though he might go overboard. Richard, hello. OG Dog, hello. Startle Mouse, hello. Bush Ranger, thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, Bush Ranger. Thank you. A while back, all my writing every single day was on Reddit. And really funny, Bush Ranger, really amusing. I had an Ask Me Anything, which was an absolute hilarious, amusing train wreck. Not for me, but for the people who couldn't. This is right before Clinton lost. And I got all of the angriest, wonderful, morally superior liberals on Twitter. My God almighty, they could not stand. Jigsaw, hello. They could, Love Trucks, hello. They could not stand that I was saying that Clinton would lose and that she wasn't a good candidate. Now, I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. I think that'll be fantastic. Startle Mouse, thank you. Exactly. Dr. Evil, exactly. But I mean, you look and the blue checkmark thing is absolutely hilarious. Like, I haven't been on Twitter since the end of 2018. Okay. One of the greatest things I ever did in my life was get off of Twitter, Because life is short, ladies and gentlemen, life is short. And you log on to Twitter, that's maybe 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, okay? You look at your messages, that could be a minute to 5 minutes. You type your responses to snarky, mean messages, that could be 10 minutes, it could be 2 hours. You then type messages to people who say something nice to you, that could be like 20 minutes or whatever. Then you get into real-time conversations. You have wasted, at a minimum 5 minutes of your life. I mean, at an absolute minimum. And you've potentially wasted hours of a day. Hours that you will never get back. You could be telling loved ones you love them. You could be cooking dinner. You could be, thinking of a business to start. You could be reading a book on history, so you're not like Democrats and equate everything to their political chances. So you don't like equate Trump to all the worst authoritarian monsters in mankind's history, just because you don't like him. Okay, Twitter is now, Elon Musk is quickly, with you could say, he is quickly, John Gibson, hello, Phoebe, hello. In my opinion, hello. CMW. Tuesday is going to be fun. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for watching. Richard McEwen, thank you. Thank you for watching in the UK, Richard. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. CMW, Richard, Dr. Evil 814, everybody here. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Dale, hello. You got to be here, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be here on the 8th. Okay? Because, what can I say? It's going to be a paradigm shift. It's going to be a complete sea change. It will be like waking up to like a new world, a new political existence, a new environment. It's interesting because I don't think people truly understand. We have been, in a way, on the defensive. Trump has been on the defensive. Richard, thank you again. CMW, as always, thank you. CMW, thank you. He has never had any backing. He's had Mitch McConnell. Could you imagine going through life with with Mitch McConnell protecting you, which would not be any protection at all? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Okay. Richard, CMW, Dr. Evil 814, I want to tell you something. Hillary Clinton would have defeated any Republican by a wide margin in 2016. After they steamrolled and cheated Bernard Sanders, Clinton would have she would have eaten Mitt Romney for dinner. Hillary Clinton would have absolutely demolished anyone from Paul Ryan to Mittens Romney to, oh my God, Chris Christie. Oh my God, it would be unbelievable. But she couldn't. Now the kryptonite is Trump. It's the orange glowing kryptonite. Okay, they can't defeat Trump. And one thing Democrats love is power. If you take away their influence and their political clout, they turn into a monster. They turn into this monster here. Hold on. Ring Monster, Lord of the Rings. This is the average Democrat. If you go ahead and take away political influence from Democrats, they turn into the monster in Lord of the Rings. They want that ring. Do you understand? They need it. It doesn't matter if you let them know that the Steele dossier was purchased by Clinton. They don't care. They'll turn it. And by the way, this could be a lifelong friend. Having dinner. Trump, he's a criminal. Well, they didn't really get him on it. He is a criminal. He's a criminal. 54 states, exactly. Do you understand? They will disown friends because, not just because of voting for Trump, because if they say like Trump wasn't that bad, okay? If they just say Trump wasn't that bad, if you just say Trump, oh, you're a Trumper? You're a Trumper? Are you a Trumper? You Trumper? Are you a Trumper? How dare you? If you don't even have to like Trump, I don't even like him. I'm just saying it's not that bad. He's not that bad. He's not that bad. He's not that bad. His rhetoric causes all of these problems. He's not that bad. I mean, you would lose a friend just for that. CMW, Richard, Dr. Evil 814, thank you. And you better believe they're going to indict Joe, and you better believe House GOP asks Elon Musk for records relating to Hunter. I will do a segment on that on H.A. Goodman's other channel tonight. By the way, hit subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. And the hilarious thing is, like, you have Stephen King won't pay to keep his Twitter verification. They should pay me. Okay, well, then leave. What does it matter? Like, here's the thing. What does it matter what Stephen King says about politics? What does it matter? Here, Stephen King Twitter. Like, what does it even... Who cares? Why would I care? He's a great writer. Why would I care what he says in terms of politics? He's a liberal Democrat. He doesn't like Trump. So his version of, like, you know, a dystopian nightmare is Trump. But see, Stephen King doesn't care about record highs in household median income. Oh Lord, are you serious? Trump writes, thank God the Supreme Court seems ready to make college safe. Okay, so it's like he's not saying anything that makes any sense. I'm delighted that Judge. So here, let's just see here. So it's like you have a situation where it's like, who cares what he says about Trump or anything else on Twitter? Let's see. It's amazing how much Kayleigh Magny looks like so what does that even mean? Like, why is that here? So, So this man is supposed to be, he retweets Joe Biden, okay. Okay, then Mashed Potato Brains Joe says something nonsensical as always. Yes, of course. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, of course. Okay. They just keep lying and making absurd leaps of logic. So what is this? So if this man leaves and he retweets like a den of thieves, Shellos reported profits. Well, yeah, because you want to know why? The entire world was obsessed over climate change, made it difficult for oil and gas companies to operate. Now the entire world wants fossil fuels. Why would this be like a surprise to morally superior Democrats. They single-handedly made fossil fuels more expensive. So, I mean, it's like unbelievable. Who cares if he leaves? Stephen King is a brilliant writer. I mean, he's a very, very good writer, but at the same time, it's like, once you've read one book, it's pretty much the same kind of thing. He's a very, very good writer. Obviously, he's a brilliant writer. But does he know anything about politics? He's a liberal Democrat. He's a liberal Democrat. He keeps on. What is? See, this is the thing. You'd have to actually be like. You'd have to be a liberal Democrat to understand the importance of Stephen King just writing one sentence and retweeting Democratic operatives or Democratic pundits. Who cares if he leaves? See, the funny thing is that when top liberal Democrats leave Twitter, though, that's the worst thing to happen to the Democratic Party. That's the worst thing. Johnny, hello. When CMW and Richard and Dr. Evil 814, when you have people like Stephen King, who is known for his books, for his writing, he's not known for anything to do with politics. Okay, he's a liberal Democrat. Fine. Okay. And Twitter was an echo chamber for liberal Democrats. They could silence dissent. Dave, hello. They could silence dissent. They could control media and the narrative. We know that we just found out now that government, I mean, that is why the First Amendment is there. Exactly, Jigsaw, exactly. The First Amendment was, Democrats would love to erase the First and Second Amendment, okay? And then the Fifth Amendment, or no, the Fourth Amendment, they're always trying some way to go after Trump and his properties, and so it's like, it's like they utilized Twitter as an echo chamber to create and foment political momentum. And what they did was they wanted to win an emotional battle. They cannot win on policies and their successes. They can't win on achievements. So Democrats can't say, hey, look at the economy, look at inflation, look at real wages, look at our foreign policy. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, can you believe this? Can you believe that? Oh, my God, Trump's rhetoric, Trump this, Trump that. They're obsessed with Trump. But see, again, they've reached a point of diminishing returns. They've reached a point of diminishing returns. Marcus, hello. Nicholas, hello. Nanya, hello. You cannot continue to obsess over Trump in 2022. You've done so since 2015. Okay. Diane, hello. If you've obsessed over Trump since 2015, and that is your only rebuttal to how bad and poor and how terrible the economy is, I mean, what do you have as a political party? Now, the little wonderful, safe, wholesome, place that Democrats had, this cyber reality, this cyber nightmare, this dystopian cyber nightmare that Democrats just retweeted everything from Medicare for all to Trump working with the Kremlin. Like, what they would do is they created political momentum. They didn't have political momentum. Their political momentum, their energy, their enthusiasm, that all dissipated or evaporated once Bernie Sanders was cheated. Once Bernie Sanders was cheated, all the wind out of their sails was gone. They had no more wind. They had no more energy, enthusiasm, momentum. They then lost to Trump. Then they had to create, through the Mueller probe, through thousands upon thousands of articles that were just sourced from anonymous sources that were basically Democratic operatives, that Trump was installed by another country, and that he's a menace to democracy, and that, oh my God, the Helsinki Conference, it's worse than Pearl Harbor. I mean, these people made absurd leaps of logic. They still do. They still make absurd leaps of logic, but you'd have to be versed in politics. You'd have to understand a little bit more than liberal sensibilities. Like they make these absurd claims like Trump is an authoritarian. Well, name another authoritarian that didn't have full control of the media narrative. Democrats have virtual... Now Twitter is being wrestled away from them. Now Twitter is being... So they're not going to have Twitter anymore, which is a huge defeat. So think about that. Trump didn't have his own intelligence agencies, his own political party, his own government. Everybody was leveled against him, including media, but he's an authoritarian. Name an authoritarian in history that had all that didn't level media or the government or his secret police against his political rivals, because Trump did not. That happened towards Trump. It was Democrats that utilized media, utilized government, utilized social media algorithms against Trump and anyone who supported him. And yet Trump is the authoritarian because he's mean. Kathy, hello. And so, I mean, you look, and it's like they're not going to have Twitter. They're going to get mashed potato brains is going to get impeached, and they're going to lose the House and the Senate. So let Stephen King go. It's like, it's not like, what does he offer anyways? I don't get it. Like, what does he offer when you have like all of these celebrities? when these celebrities say, I'm leaving Twitter, don't they realize that's hurting the Democratic Party? They should be like, oh, okay, I'm going to promote the liberal vantage point. I'm going to explain why the Democratic Party is better than the Republican Party. But they can't do that. They're so used to controlling and silencing dissent. Now, I mean, you saw it with what took place in Northern California. We'll just leave it at that. Elon Musk said, "Hey, maybe they're not getting the whole story." And they're like, "Oh my God, Elon Musk, he's sharing a narrative that hasn't been adopted by the mainstream liberal press. Oh no." And they're going to do this all the time because he's not going to stop. I mean, Twitter has been a very nasty, dysfunctional, unhealthy place for about 6-7 years. Starting in 2015, 2016, definitely the past 2 years, 2 years ago, definitely, it was used to silence dissent. It was used to fabricate and coerce a consensus. Okay, Democrats always talk about a consensus, but it's always, how can you have an actual consensus if you've silenced and disparaged any dissent? How on earth is that even possible? How on earth is that possible? How can you have a consensus if you've silenced and you have disparaged and demeaned anyone who would offer a dissenting opinion? You ban them and you suspend them. That was also like a little social credit score nonsense thing. Oh, he was banned off of Twitter. He's not invited to the next dinner party in Hollywood. That's true, Sir Felix. That's true. That's true. And so it's like, they keep saying like, they're going to leave. I'm leaving. You can go. What are you waiting for? It's like that, it's the funny, like, the whole, that funny, like, comedy routine. I'm leaving. You have no idea. It's like when people, I tell you, it's like when people try to unsub when they don't like, a segment I do, or, it's boring or whatever. Like, I just want to let you know something. I just want to let you know that I've been watching you for a couple of years, and I just can't stand when you thank people for a super chat. And you just keep rambling on, and I'm leaving, and I'm never coming back. I'm leaving. I'm unsubbing. It's like, I'm just going to delete the comments, so... It's like, I just want to let you know, and everybody here know, I'm unsubbing. You'll never have me again. It's like, oh, okay. You could have just not said anything, but that's the way these people are. They're like, we're leaving. You have no idea. You have no idea what you've lost. Hold on. Twitter celebrities leaving. It's so great. They don't get their way. They're just leaving. Celebrities are starting to leave Twitter. Here's a list. Oh, my God. Oh, what? Who cares? She's great. She's fantastic, but okay, she's leaving. Fine. Okay. Oh, okay. I love Tony Braxton. Wait, what? I love Tony Braxton. I love Tony Braxton. But, okay. What? I love Mick Foley. Why is he leaving? I love him. I actually do. I think he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Okay, that's bizarre. Okay. Okay. This man is one of the greatest wrestlers he fell like 30 feet from the top of a cage match, but he doesn't want to be on Twitter. God bless him. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So I think that he's just one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But I mean, it's not. Another thing about information that misinforms, you defeat information that misinforms with accurate information and an argument that's compelling. I love Mick Foley, by the way. I do love him. He's one of the greatest of all time. And I love Macho Man Randy Savage. I love, obviously, Roddy Piper, Macho Man, Jake the Snake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan. Okay, here. Wait. Okay, it's Heloni. Okay. Well, why? Who cares? Why? These celebrities are leaving. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. Celebrities are leaving. Why doesn't Bette Midler leave? Why is she still staying? Why is she still staying? Why? Why, God? God. So funny. Who cares? Howdy, hello. Meme cannons. So here. It's the same list. You can mute people, block people if you don't like them. And also, if there's information that you find to be baseless, you don't have to listen to it. You can actually easily refute it. This is what I don't get. Like, it's a bastion for information that misinforms. But then refute that. Oh, but if you can't refute it, then there needs to be a dialogue and discussion. If it comes down to your liberal sensibilities versus the sensibilities of a conservative, then that's just an argument with no clear winner. But here, so they keep on listing the same people. Okay, here we go. Please leave. So I love Mick Foley, so I don't know why he's leaving, but it's fine. George Takei is leaving. Oh my God, that's so funny. Hi everyone, I'm leaving Twitter. Then go leave. Comedy. Comedy is now legal on Twitter. Mia Farrow. Oh, that was nice of her. That was actually nice of her. Kara Swisher. I'm not leaving, but I am definitely evaluating how actually good it is for... Rob Reiner. Oh, meathead. For those of us who are fighting to preserve our constitutional democracy. Yes. Yes, meathead. Please keep fighting on Twitter. What would we do without Rob Reiner defending our democracy? For those of us who are fighting to preserve, yes, one tweet at a time, obsessing over Trump, now is the time to leave Twitter. Now is the time to vote blue. Now is not the time to leave Twitter. Okay. Because he realizes that George Takei, I'm not going anywhere. This is smart. See, George Takei is smart. I'm not going to... Should this place become more toxic? How can it become even more toxic than it already is? I pledge to strive even harder to lift up reason, science, compassion, and the rule of law. Compassion. His tweets against Trump has been the struggle against... I hope that he's... you couldn't get more vicious than the morally superior liberal online. You couldn't get more vicious. Democracy. Florida Man Bear, hello. So it's like, go leave. Who cares? I'm out. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. You won't have me tweeting against Trump anymore. Rob Reiner. It always comes down to, when they lose an argument, it comes down to liberal sensibilities and the experts that they point to. Then if experts disagree with the experts they point to, then they say, oh my God, those experts are quacks. You shouldn't listen to them. So, it's just so funny. It's just so funny. At the end of the day, the next, Hunter story, the next Hunter laptop story, what'll take place is former Intel officials will be like, oh, this is the Kremlin wants you to know that Joe and Hunter were engaged in this criminal activity. And then Rob Reiner and everybody, all the liberal Democrats on Twitter, they'll be like, this is not true. And oh my God, Elon Musk is allowing this. He's allowing this information. Oh no. You know what? Forget about Elon Musk. What we have to do is just explain to everybody that Joe and Hunter weren't accepting millions upon millions in terms of graft. Well, let's try to explain that in a compelling and thoughtful manner. Wah, wah, wah. That ain't gonna happen. The way they've operated is story bad for Democrats, silence. No story, suspended. You're banned. Then, the other day, a conspiratorial theory that Musk... So, the secret spaceship! Right, Rob Reiner has officially become his own mockumentary. Things that exactly he has. I mean, this is the thing. Spinal Tap was so great. The secret spaceship. Spinal Tap was so fantastic. I mean, all of these people, Rob Reiner has done great things in Hollywood. Obviously, Stephen King is a great writer. You have a world famous all-time great wrestler. It's like, these are liberal Democrats. Fine, leave Twitter. Then they say I don't understand Secret Spaceship. Thank you so very much, as always. One of the great names in this channel's history. Thank you. What I don't understand also is they're like, oh, well, it's going to be a bastion of information that misinforms. Well, then just you refute the information that misinforms. Isn't that easy to do? But we have a problem like communicating in this country now. It's like a serious problem in communication. People don't communicate. They don't bother to communicate their thoughts in an effective manner. They don't want to debate. They don't want to have an ongoing discussion, or they don't want to present their vantage point. They want to steamroll their vantage point with as much snark and as many like Twitter suspensions as possible. Keith, exactly. The secret spaceship. Thank you so very, very much. And it's like these Twitter profiles, it's going to be actually hilarious. Like it's like getting a tattoo of like your wife, and then you get divorced, and then you like try to like do something like, like get another tattoo over it. And then you get back together, and then you put the wife's name on the next to the tattoo of the old name that you're just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So when people, they're going to leave Twitter, then when it becomes like a fun place where people actually do like, want to debate and have dialogue and discourse, they're going to go back on again. And they're going to say, well, I'm back, and you know what? I'm really going to fight for democracy now. I don't think Twitter was never a place where you could fight for anything. Twitter was a place where Democrats used to silence debate, to silence any story detrimental to their political party. That's it. It was a play. They would ban, suspend people because you had all the top officials in recent cases working with the government, working with Democrats in the government to silence debate and discussion. That's how Democrats roll. They don't have any ideas they even believe. From Medicare for all to flooding the country full of 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. They don't believe in the Green New Deal. They like to pontificate and preach. And any dissent, any expert or authority that disagrees with them, they needed to silence immediately. That's why, we're doing it in the name of we're doing it in the name of information that misinforms. We have to prevent that. Well, who decides what information misinforms? Who decides that? Who decides that? Okay, I mean, you learn this at a young age. Like, you learn, like, if you just study, just basic philosophy, or you understand that, like, Democrats wanted to control the political dialogue, narrative, discussion. They wanted to suppress suspicion. They wanted to suppress distrust and suspicion. It was about emotion. Okay, if it was about information and lies, they would never have published the Steele dossier in BuzzFeed. The secret spaceship, thank you again. He really has. They make absurd, like Rob Reiner routinely will make absurd leaps of logic. Anything bad that happens is Trump's fault, but anything bad that happens linked to, churches being burnt to the ground, pro-life centers, suddenly they don't talk about that. So, the political chaos that they cause, it's almost like they never caused anything. Oh, no, they never caused anything. So, and that was another thing, Kathy, yeah, the fact-checking. Oh, fact-check. Secret spaceship, thank you, Dr. Evil, Richard, everybody here, thank you so very, very much. It's like CMW, thank you so much as always, CMW. Thank you. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Twitter was way too influential in American politics, because if you look at politics in general, before Twitter, it wasn't really that interesting. It wasn't that amusing, I should say. It was very interesting, maybe not that amusing. okay, you wouldn't really, unless you really cared about something, unless there was like a grandiose issue like Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld plunging the country into never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts, you didn't really get like, that excited. And what happened was Twitter became a place where liberal Democrats could create emotion. They could foment, conjure up this emotion, this enthusiasm. Democrats aren't enthusiastic about the Democratic Party. They feel they have to vote Democrat because they think it's morally, like it's like a moral issue. They have a completely twisted view of morality where they suppress and silence any discussion. Cyan, hello. Cyan, hello. I hope all is well. They view morality, since they've done away with God, and which is fine if you're an agnostic or an atheist and you're not, if your view of morality is doing good things for people and being a good person, fine. But then if you add politics, understand that you're going to have to defend Hunter. You're going to have to defend Joe taking money from Hunter or meeting Hunter's business associates. And then you get then you get liberal sensibilities going in overdrive. Then you get, well, it's not as bad as Trump University. Well, what? How Trump University? Trump wasn't indicted on Trump University. He wasn't impeached on Trump University. And Trump University has nothing to do with national security or foreign policy. So, but it's just it's really interesting how, it's just so interesting how, like, they react to all. Then you get, I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to tell you people, everybody here, I'm trying to tell you, we are going to have an impeachment, and it's going to be amazing. And you'll have Jim Jordan. You will have Marjorie Taylor Greene. You'll have Matt Gaetz. You'll have Rand Paul. You'll have Ron Johnson. And MSNBC must be talking about a party built on a smoldering cauldron of outrage. That's the Democrats. GOP leaders vying with impeachment if they win midterms. Of course they will. What did you think? You were going to impeach Trump twice for nothing? I mean, you can say the second time, but they didn't indict him in a court of law. Then they said, oh, well, we're going to, Steppenwolf, hello. Then they said, oh, we're going to ban Trump because his rhetoric compels people to commit crimes. Well, you haven't proven that in the court of law. Again, liberal sensibilities. And it's actually written, like, journalists are actually writing that in NBC News, Business Insider. They're actually writing without any, like, without even, like, it's actually set in stone. Oh, well, he pressured a foreign official. Oh, well, his words compelled people to commit crimes. What? What? Because Democrats impeached him on pressuring a foreign official doesn't mean it happened. It only means they impeached him. They didn't even prove it. There was no direct evidence. 538 and a couple of other publications even admitted, like, yeah, they don't have any direct evidence. So, we'll go in a couple minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But what can I tell you? I mean, we will have a live stream at around 9 p.m., 9:15 or so, 9:15 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Pacific time tonight. And be here for the live stream. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. And what can I tell you? I mean, be here November 8th, people. Every single day from here on out. Every single day from here on out is going to be huge. And I cannot thank you enough, CMW, Secret Spaceship, everybody here. I cannot thank you enough. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. To my super chat, Richard CMW, Dr. Evil 814, the Secret Spaceship, everybody here. I cannot thank you enough, everybody. You're awesome. Be here tonight at like 9:30, 9:15, 9:30. We'll have another live stream. I'll have another segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel, so be here on H.A. Goodman's other channel. I logged back on just to go. Nicholas, thank you. So, can you see me now? Okay, well, we're going to end this. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Be here at about 9:30 tonight. Thanks, everybody. God bless. To my super chat, thank you so